Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching our Watch and Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 14 or 15. I keep forgetting, but I do know it's episode 17. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video, subscribe, and you can or leave your comments below. Let's get into this episode. Okay. Not a lot I'm gonna share, I don't think, because it's we're kind of going over the same stuff in a way. I'll probably say the more extra stuff. But first and foremost, we got to get into some Beverly Hills news that's breaking. If you've been on the internet at all on yesterday, Garcelle, she's announced that she's leaving the show. She also said that Andy has welcomed her to come back whenever she feels like it. Now we're finding out that there is more tea that happened at the reunion. And maybe that's why Garcelle had the type of attitude on last week's Watch What Happens Live. We didn't know anything, but I mean, look, she had the great clap back at Erica and what she was talking about concerning Garcelle's love life. I guess she peaked in the 90s. Like, Erica, you've been with this old man for the bag for so many centuries. So how long were you hopping on that ancient thing? Even though you said that he was cheating on you. Okay. He probably was. But okay. But yeah, it's like we don't know what's going on in your life. And that's when Garcelle said, F Erica. And she said, I'm married for love. Erica did clap back, but it was kind of, to me, sounding very problematic on the Watch What's Happened Live show that aired last night. Y'all can watch it and be the judge of your own selves. I would say this: if y'all didn't like the comment about Sutton talking about, like, what in the world, about her bag being, or her wallet being so big, why are y'all so excited about what Erica said? And it's about Garcelle's beach house. I'll go into kind of the whole thing. She just thinks that Garcelle is not, I'm paraphrasing because I forgot the right word, but she's not as exciting. She's not interesting. Y'all have not even tried to get to know her. Y'all say Garcelle asks so many questions, but y'all don't even ask her no questions. And y'all can say y'all like Garcelle all you want to, but when I just think about it, I didn't even know that this was going to be a rant because we got 3 parts of the reunion. But no, Garcelle's been into y'all more than you've been into her. Especially the Force, the Fox Force. But that's where we'll leave it there. I started watching faithfully to Beverly Hills when Garcelle joined the show. I admit it. I did go back and I started watching some of the seasons, and not even before Garcelle. I was interested in a lot of clips I started seeing. I was like, these white ladies are crazy. And it was like, oh, there's no way that you can say this on a black show, like, or do this on a black show. It wouldn't go down. So it's kind of weird when I see black people with black reality shows be clutching pearls. I'm like, do you see these white women and what they do to one another? They don't hold a candle to the stuff that they do. But for some reason, oh my God, we gotta be sober. And I feel like it's a very respectability political campaign that a lot of black people go off of because you are too afraid of what white people got to say about black people. No, we don't want to see black people always getting into fights and all that stuff. There's got to be other ways to handle conflict and resolution. The white folks do it, and it's just another day in Hollywood, but whatever. Yeah, so something went down, and I'm eager to know what happened during this reunion. If you've seen the preview for the reunion, Garcelle walks off and says, F these folks. F these people. I said, okay. I didn't know the season was on fire like that. If Garcelle was opening up herself, as we've seen in the ending of this episode, she said that she wants to get to know other people. She said, look, it's been me and Sutton forever, but I think it's time for me to start opening up to other people. They've had to have been on guard since they got onto this doggone it show. And if you have not watched from season 10 until now, shut up. And if you have not studied the Fox Force, which has really been in effect since season 9, and they've had little droppings in the previous seasons, because the whole thing that's been on with this show is that they have at least the Fox Force, and then they bully one person, they target one person, get them off the show, and you got to recast again. Oh, they're not a right fit. Well, why? Because y'all do too much. That's what happens. So yeah, now this episode, since I've ranted for a little bit, we're still on the boat for a little bit. Sutton wants to sit by herself. Jennifer gives her a glass of water that she wants. Erica goes and takes a swim. She makes fun of everyone else not wanting to get into the water. Dorit finally gets into the water. She makes a joke from previous seasons where Dorit has not wanted to get into the water, and PK was on vacation with her, and he said that I'll give you a Birkin if you dive in there, and she did it. This time she did a cute dive instead of just like, I forgot how, like, kind of just splash yourself into the water, whatever you want to call it, dunk yourself in the water, which was cool and cute, all that. So the boat ride is over. They go back to the rooms to get ready for, was it that night? Did they have dinner that night? Yeah, they had dinner. Bo's planned for something to have a lot of merchants, local. Bo's is really good. Bo's is really good at setting up a lot of things to do. Set up a bunch of merchants. You can go buy jewelry or whatever you want. I thought that was really good. She's very creative. And people are actually doing stuff on a trip. I didn't watch the episode, but I heard when Potomac went to North Carolina, they visited Mia's old office of where she worked at. And that's supposed to be a part of the trip. Truly Original are gutter bucket, cheap ass, po ass, tie ass production company. How the black talent is treated, and y'all want us to keep fighting to keep black talent on Bravo for what? They don't respect us. They don't value us. They want the ratings. They want your money. They don't respect us. Y'all so crazy. Whatever. Anyways, I thought it was so creative. Sutton does not want to be bothered. She hardly wants to go. Garcelle does take her to the side as she's getting her makeup and was like, okay, let's discuss what happened. We already know that Garcelle was not going to fight for her because she wanted to see what Sutton was going to do as far as what Kyle did not do for her as what she expected for her. One thing Garcelle brought up is that Kyle did not come for you, did not come to your, I'm saying come to your rescue. And she said, yeah. Duh. If she's going to choose anyone, she's choosing people that she's been around and have a relationship for thousands of years in the type of alliance that they do have. They felt like it was alliance. Jennifer Tilly felt like it was alliance, not by the prompting of anyone else as to what happened on that boat, as far as with Erica and also Dorit. They felt like it. So Sutton's still getting ready. She don't really want to go. But anyways, they go out into the more, I guess, hallway or whatever. The cast meets up. Garcelle and Jennifer expresses how they feel. Kyle says that she really wants you to come and have blind loyalty. And Kyle's like, me? I'm stunned, of course. Anytime that you need to actually buck up. I mean, Kyle, they've made you the queen and the anchor of this show. Why? I don't know. That's all I can say. And that's why I just look at this camera like, why? I don't know. And Kyle wants you, if you give the approval, then the rest of these ladies will back down and probably get in line. That's how it is. That's how with Nene. If Nene liked you, then you're probably cool. On Atlanta. That's how it goes. I'm just saying. Anyways. Erica don't want to hear it. She got mad. Now she don't want to talk about that. After they said what they had to say about, they felt like it's kind of a gang up, and the C word that Dorit used, whatever. However, they don't agree with it, and now they're just ready for dinner. So they do their thing. Kyle goes over because she wants to talk, and Kyle said, well, after Sutton says, really, Sutton doesn't want to talk about it, but Kyle is insisted on talking about it, about what happened on the boat. And she brings up that Kyle didn't really have her back, or somebody brought it up. But anyways, Kyle felt like, well, that was between you and Erica and Dorit. Like, why was I supposed to get involved in that? And then, of course, Sutton is like, you could have had my back, blah, 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 blah. And then Kyle's like, oh, it's just impossible. I just can't do this. Well, then why did you come over there? You already knew the temperature of Sutton. She doesn't want to be bothered. Then Kyle and Bose, they meet up and said, look, she don't really want to talk and all that stuff. And then Bose says, well, why do we have to be silenced and be put on mute? That's one person out of the group, Bose. I don't understand how Dorit can pull you to the side and have all these conversations during all of these events, and y'all supposed to go on about your dinner. She don't want to talk to y'all about what's going on. But it's like, Dorit has left events and all that good stuff, and it's been, oh, she's going through. I'm not saying that Sutton has to be coddled. I'm not saying Dorit has to be coddled, but there was a grace for Dorit because she's going through with her husband, whom she has not filed for divorce as of yet. So are we still going to be going through next year? Even though PK said that he doesn't want to come back on the show anymore. So I don't know what Dorit's going to do next season. Anyway, so later on that night they have dinner. They start imitating people's voices. Cal imitated somebody I can't even remember. So then Dorit and Erica decided to imitate Sutton's voice. Sutton wasn't in the mood for it. And now, what's the big deal, Sutton? In the right now, y'all don't understand. It seems like when you want to be left alone, you get to be left alone, but she can't be left alone. Now, after defending Sutton, now I got to bring it all the way back around. Sutton, hot precious. You did say that this whole sisterhood thing, you're supposed to be able to bring out issues and not take offense, and we should love each other and all that good stuff. You know, call each other out. However, how you feel and how you felt that you were attacked. Because it's like, Erica, you could have always gone to Sutton. You've never gone to Sutton and said what you needed to say. But you waited until you got around the group, and then you want to call her this, that. And then Dorit was able to tag along and say what she needed to say. Does it feel like a pile up and a gang up and nobody having your back and all that? It could definitely be that. So I think that you could feel the way that you feel. And it wasn't no amount of defending on your behalf would have been okay, which is interesting. Okay, so they get the cakes. Both have personalized cakes. Sutton doesn't want any, and she's ready to go. And then everybody's in their confessionals. Oh, here we go. But then y'all leave right at the same time that Sutton leaves. So what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. The next morning, Bose and Sutton are going to talk. She says that, you know, we haven't really had that much time together, and I think it's time for us to have some time. I forgot that Bose and Sutton were friends. We have not seen one solo scene with each other since Sutton introduced Bose at that one party. I forgot whose party that was. But other than that, nothing. It's been her really merging onto the cool kids. And I don't think that was Bose's plan. Just Dorit latched onto her. Erica went on and latched because Dorit latched on, and Bose has been automatically and fastly integrated into the group with no trial whatsoever. Get ready, Bose. Get ready. Once you start calling these heifers out, watch how they turn on you, and watch how the fan base is going to turn on you. So Sutton kind of just had some realizations about how she feels. She's kind of reflected on how she could have handled herself differently. She does feel like that there is an alliance, and I agree. She also feels like I shouldn't have really put people down because of how I'm living and how it could look to them as for me putting them down. And Bose was like, are you serious? I mean, that could be an element. I'm not going to totally disagree with what Sutton's saying. that could be an element of what's up. You know, you do have riches, and someone could be mad and upset about that while they are going down. Maybe there should be more that Sutton could have said. I don't know. So Erica and Dorit, they have their own conversation. They feel like Sutton isn't a total bitch because there are times that are good. But how Dorit feels is that she can't trust anything because she sees Sutton being nice, and then next thing you know, all of a sudden something comes out of her that is just not to their liking. I can get that, but what gets Sutton to that point? Like, Sutton isn't just saying, not pulling stuff out of her hat all of a sudden. Your wallet isn't full. I mean, you guys get to say stuff and be something. Y'all get to say this and do this and poke at that, da 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 da. And then when Sutton comes back and attacks, see, you're not a nice woman. Erica doesn't like the fact that they think that was a conspiracy that happened on the boat. So later on that night, they dress up in carnival outfits. Bose is a stallion. I said, Lord Jesus. Keely, you better not mess that up. I think you are, but you better not mess that up. Erica, you look good. We know surgery did you well. I should not have been shady there, but oh well. Yeah, surgery has done you well, though. I've been shady twice. I'm in my Dr. Heavenly bag. Kyle, you got a little dunk-a-dunk. I said, okay. And you look like you were uncomfortable, and we understand that you've had body issues back in the day. At least you did wear it. I think that there was some uncomfortability about you, but I think you are embracing yourself a little bit more, and I think that's cool. I really don't realize how skinny Sutton is, but look, she still went out there in her costume and did her thing, in my opinion. Garcelle looks beautiful. She said that there was a lot of skin out. I don't think she showed us a lot. In some type of ways, I think that Garcelle likes to be modest in ways. And it's like, you are a fabulous lady, so just show us. Show it all. You know? So anyways, they get out there, get out to dinner, and Erica really wants to call to attention. I heard earlier that you felt like what was happening is that we had that we are in cohorts against you and wanted to gang up. Is it you, or was it you that said it? So Jennifer spoke up and said, look, I'm sorry that you feel that way, or you felt some type of way about that, but it appeared that it did look this way. I guess Erica and Sutton finally had a talk that was off camera. We see a little flashback. I'm like, that's what you could have said. My opinions are my opinions, and I am not in any type of alliance with someone, bull. But anyways, Sutton accepts whatever. And she says, look, I thought we were going on a good path with each other. Sutton and Erica have not had any type of beef or whatever for a couple of seasons now. And we're moving forward. But then it's cool to have opinions. I just don't think that if you're moving forward, there's a way to do that. And I don't think that you should have done it in front of the group. If you want to take up for Dorit, take up for Dorit. But it's just, it could look a certain way, just as Jennifer said. And Garcelle said, look, if you say that that's what it was, that's what it was, and I will leave it there, and we won't talk about that again. Because Garcelle wants to move forward with some of the other ladies and develop friendships. And again, if you have not watched from at least season 10 until now, shut up as to how Garcelle has moved in this group. Garcelle and Sutton have had to move a certain way in this group. And they've survived a lot of ish. They did their cards or whatever. We find out 1 month later they had to go back into filming because Tom was convicted on 4 charges of wiretapping or whatever, a fraud and all that good stuff. So then Sutton and Erica and Kyle, they get together and she's like, look, once that verdict came out, I was kind of being pulled back into that depressed state that I was in before. I don't understand. So if he was found not guilty, you would have been on top of the world? I don't get that statement. And y'all can sit up here and act like she said something profoundly and she was giving something real, but it just sounds like if he was found not guilty, then possibly you can go back to the life that you had before. And that's how I'm taking it, because it's like, oh, you're depressed. I'm thinking about the alcohol and pills and how I was before. But she said we had good times and we also had bad times. I just did not imagine that the end of our lives together would have ended like this. Da, 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 da. I mean, whatever. At least Erica cannot be defensive at this moment and actually, I guess, sharing a real moment. I don't know. I still feel like Erica is full of ish. That's just me. But y'all can love her and her ponytails and hair pieces all you want to. But yeah. Oliver had his child. This is her Garcelle's second child, called Valley. Sutton had a comedic moment. There was a rodent that was unalived, and the dogs were circling around, ready to eat the carcass. And Avi came out to, get all that together. At first, I was like, "Why is she? No, 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 no." I was like, "Are you traumatized by this?" But no, she was trying to stop her dogs from doing what they do. Anyways, like I said, I didn't think that this season was going to end up like that. It's like the back end was a lot more interesting than what it was the most of the season, because you have a lot of OGs and vets that don't really want to give you anything, and the show was just kind of stale, in my opinion. And I just did not want to see two people giving us performances and being performative, like on camera. I still don't understand Mauricio and Kyle. I still don't understand Dorit and PK. But whatever, if those are your faves, those are your faves. But if you think that they carried this season, okay, that's all I have. But I will be reviewing the reunion parts, and then that'll be it as far as reviewing Beverly Hills. I'll still watch here and there, but it won't be a priority. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Give me your thoughts. Like this video. Until the next one, peace.
Thank you.